everybody, welcome to Geometry Dash. I would like to thank my member, TheRival. And as you can see from the title, I'm taking a very, very short break. What does this mean? This means we're not playing Phobos today, even though I should. You know, I had my break in the last video after not playing Phobos because I didn't feel like it. You may be wondering, well, then why? What is your excuse? How do you justify this? And I justify it because, so on Friday, I left to head back home to see a play that my sister was in. That was good. And so I left on Friday, and then I am just gonna play dailies, so I guess this will be dailies. Oh my god, am I consistently doing dailies? Freaking what? So we go and we see the play, and we went to I was just home until a little earlier today. So I arrived there on Friday, and nothing much happens because, I mean, what is supposed to happen on Friday? Nothing. So the play goes and happens on Saturday. Sorry, I'm not very I'm very put together right now. I'm kind of tired, but so play happens on Saturday. Yay, it was awesome. And we brought my grandparents with us, and afterwards we went to a Japanese buffet that I had completely forgotten about. And then I had a headache after that, and still have a headache now. On Sunday the following it's Sunday. It does follow Saturday. Yes, Sunday the following day. I'm just on fire right now. But yeah, I guess to go a little bit more in detail about all of this. By all of this, I mean the buffet. That's what I really want to talk about. So we had been there before. When we went there this time, there's a few things. My grandma currently is mostly confined to a wheelchair, and when we get there, you know, it's a buffet, so you're obviously supposed to go up to the line. They have I love those signs, by the way, that tell you when to jump and when not to. But so you obviously have to go up to the line and get stuff, and when you sit down, initially they give you a little ticket to order on for a stir fry, where you just tell them like which starch you want, so whether you want like rice or noodles or whatever, and then you go up to the line and then you pick what you want them to throw in, and then you put your ticket in your bowl, and you put your bowl so that they can stir fry it. And when we got up there, let me tell you, that entire counter was almost completely saturated. I was doubtful that we would even get it at all in the entire time we were gonna be there. We did, but and I also ended up getting although I could have just gotten it myself, so it's not free in any special sense, but I got a free mushroom that I did not put in there, presumably from the 30 other bowls that were next to mine. They're stacked precariously high. However, I was more successful this time at the buffet than I was last time, because last time in the stir fry I put way too many extra things in it for how much rice there was. And additionally, so outside of the stir fry thing, you then grab a tray and you just go down the line, you just get whatever you feel like getting. And last time I also got 10 million things because I'm like, oh, look at all these small things. These aren't, I'll be good. It was not good. It was utterly defeated by the tray. So at the end, they bring me the stir fry, and then just it was like a threat, they placed it in front of me, and it was like, oh, why? This time, that was not the case. I got less of both, so I ate both. I got, you guys know what takoyaki is? If you don't, you may know them as just freaking octopus balls. And so I got one of them that was up on the line, but since these weren't like hot, they didn't have the weird effect. I don't know if you guys know what bonito flakes are. I think they're some type of fish product, and their thing is that when they're hot, I believe, or maybe it might have to do with sauce having salt in it, which then triggers them. They move. They sway back and forth on the takoyaki. It's very strange if you're not expecting it. When they I knew what takoyaki was from quite frankly from video games, manga, anime, and then when we went to this ramen place that had opened near to us, which is where I first had them in real life, and thank you for catapulting me into the ceiling as soon as I enter the goddamn portal. That's exactly what I needed. And as soon as they placed them in front of us, my parents are just scrumptious, and they just start eating, and I'm watching them writhe in front of me, and I'm like, what is this? Literally immediately on my phone, I think my parents knew what they were called, so I was able to directly Google them and not just go, why are my takoyaki moving? But back to the buffet. I think I mentioned my grandma was in a wheelchair earlier and then just didn't follow up on it. I should probably follow up on that. The thing I was gonna get to is that since it was somewhat busy there as well, my sister was like, oh, okay, since you have to go up helping get all this stuff. Like, she was saying, like, okay, Grandma, what do you know what they have? Like, I can go up and see what they have, and I can get you your stuff, whatever. So me and my dad go up first, and we're getting all our stuff, and we get back, and Grandma is MIA, as is Grandpa and sister. And so we assume, oh, okay, someone took her up there with them. And I told my dad, I was like, you know what? I'm glad. Because, like, that is, like, I don't know, it's like a uniquely sad thought to me. Just like, you know, you're at a buffet, it's like, yeah, I mean, brother, if I was in a wheelchair, I'd be doing the same thing. Like, nah, buddy. I mean, if you gotta pick me up and carry me, that's fine. I am picking my own stuff. And so Grandpa gets back first, and now the only person not there other than Grandma is my sister. So we ask him, hey, is Grandma with sister? And we get no response. But we know that sometimes he just doesn't, like, hear. So my dad, like, repeats, you know, kind of like rephrasing just because he knows, like, oh, Grandpa probably just didn't hear us. No response again. And my dad asks the third time. Grandpa's like, huh? And he says, Grandma, where is she? And he says, oh, she's up at she's getting food. And my dad's like, she's with sister, right? And my grandpa just stares at us. And he says, she's with sister, right? Blank stare. And Grandpa says, sorry, my brain farted. What? My dad said, she's with sister, right? And he said, yes. And we were like, okay. It's just like complete. It was grandpa.exe is not responding. Also come to the realization eating there. So, you know, I had some sushi. And when we lived in Japan, I was never. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know that I ever had sushi while we were in Japan, which sounds like a crazy proposition. But I was mostly eating like chicken nuggets and burgers when we were there. You know how it is. I was like 6. I told my dad, I said, you know, eating at a place like this and eating sushi makes me realize my disgusting American palate because I taste nothing. I'm like, ooh, rice. That's the whole experience. There's like a different texture, you know, and there's some. I foolishly did not get any dipping sauces, which I should have, or any particular little sushis that had more sauce like on top of them. Probably should have done that, but yeah, for next time, I suppose. And you know, it's funny that I say that, which almost gives like an implication of like, oh, if you weren't a, you know, filthy American, you'd be able to appreciate the subtleties of Japanese food. And it's like, no, there's definitely a range, brother, because let me tell you what's not very subtle. Ramen. I did eat actual ramen when we were on Okinawa, and it's good, one. And yeah, also fried rice was great, wonderful. Also had kimchi while we were there. Let me tell you something that is not subtle. It's kimchi. Have you ever met kimchi? If you have, he probably punched you in the face. When I first got it, they had like a bunch of little like side dishes. So I get it, and you know, it's this very small amount of this substance. I don't even know what it is. By the way, thank you to the person who told me about making sure this shows up when I hit escape twice instead of exiting the level. Because, like, I'll just, like, twitch and hit escape for no reason. And then I'll go, oh, let me hit escape again to get out. And then I leave the level. Like, I would have raged out right there. If I would have very mellowly and calmly raged out. So, yeah, thank you to that guy again. But, yeah, kimchi, it is something if you've not had it. Wow, I feel so relaxed and like calm playing this game, and it's not phobos. I think I've said this before. It's like I play Extreme Demons, and every single video that I'm playing them, I'm like, wow, I hate my life. I wish that I was dead. And then every single time that I'm playing like random stuff like this, I'm like, whoa. This is awesome. You know, also one thing, I think I said this in the description of the last video. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be doing something, so I'm gonna miss a video. And I said that, so the way I do these things is I record one day, the next day I upload the unedited and edited video, and then I take a break day, and then I record, and then rinse and repeat. So On Friday, I uploaded my video, and I was thinking, like, Saturday, Sunday, I wouldn't be able to get anything done. So I was like, oh, okay, I might just miss a video cycle and just give myself a thank you for having those objects not show up until the last second, guaranteeing that you'll die at 87 for no reason on a level that is otherwise completely insignificant and not worthy of any attention. I really appreciate that you did that so that I have to play the level again. I don't remember. Oh, I remember. So yeah, I expected that cycle to be disrupted, and I was like, okay, I'll just freaking give myself a minute. But yeah, no, so I basically uploaded on Friday, did nothing on Saturday, and then got back on Sunday. So now I'm just recording now, and it's like, oh, this is exactly the same as my normal cycle. I also got a slight kick in the butt to play more Geometry Dash when that random that I met who plays Geometry Dash was just casually whipped out his phone and was, I mean, he didn't say this obviously, but it was just kind of casually like, yeah, I have 10k more stars than you bum. And it's like, I have the extreme demons on him, but that's not what it's about the sheer disrespect he showed me by daring to show me his account. How could he? Oh boy, Odyssey by Funky. Yeah, it's one of these levels. This is what we call a 2.1 design level. Bro, I remember this was the thing. You know how everyone like hates Split 72 for no reason other than that they make levels? Like, it's Geometry Dash, bro. Calm down. Not to Split, to people who are vehemently angry that someone might make levels consistently that are seemingly worthy of at least a rate. I know, it's the end of the world, dude. Yeah, this was the Split 72 levels of back in the day. People would make levels like this, and once again, people would crash out over them like creator points are some kind of limited resource and that our children won't be able to survive if Split 72 or design creators make like the same level over and over. Like, God forbid, bro. You may be able to tell I didn't mind. I was just like, oh, cool, a little level I can play. Outrageous take. Never mind these levels. I was like, oh, okay, cool, levels. Why is everyone so angry? And then Split now being top creator, and it's just like, I said this before. I forget what I said this in reference to. I was talking about something else on Geometry Dash, and that people were complaining about like vehemently. And like, there was a quote, I don't remember. It was Dan from Game Grumps said it, and he was quoting someone who was referencing like baseball or soccer, and some people were complaining about an enemy team running up the score, which is the dumbest thing ever, by the way. It's a game. You keep scoring so they can't make a comeback. This is crazy to me how people whine because one team's better. It literally sounds insane to me, but and apparently someone said, yes, I understand the frustration, but let's take a second to sit back and realize that you don't really care about this. And, you know, it's one of those things, like, I say this, and it's like, this isn't even probably a real, like, issue. You know, it's like people who play Geometry Dash, they might go, oh, I don't like Split 72's levels, and they just spam a bunch of them that aren't that good, and they all get rated. But, like, you know what they do after that? They like get off their computer and they like spend some time with their wife or something. So it's like, it's not like it's not like their every waking moment is consumed by the fact that Split is the top creator. They just don't like him, so they just say it online. And I don't like them, so I just say it online. It's whatever. If you don't like those design levels or Split, that's completely fine. Okay, this level might suck. Wow, that is it. Oh my god, that is a, alright, this might be the most underwhelming drop I've ever seen in a level. They like went from the most stripped down basic 2.1 thing ever for the first part, and then they did a drop into a slightly marginally better. Okay, I know I just went on the whole tirade like, oh, these levels are fine, but that was honestly pretty funny. They started at like a 2 out of 10 and were like, yeah, I'm gonna transform, and then they transformed into a 3 out of 10. All fine with me, just keep on rolling. Okay, the amount of time I've been recording tells me that this will be the last level. Brother, I wonder if this song is copyrighted. I guess you guys will know whether this is like, you know, playing like an emotional song about like attachment and like love, or whether you're listening to Dual Scream from Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Oh, it's one of these levels that ends right at the drop. You're cringe. Sorry guys, we couldn't come up with anything good for the drop, so. Oh, real sick. Okay. Alright. Alright, I think I do need to stop the recording. Now I'm just being a hater for no reason. Alright, I would like to thank my long-term member, TheRival. Your continued support, very much appreciated. Awesome to see someone stick around for so long, and I hope you continue to enjoy the videos in the future. To everyone else, sorry I was a bit sassy this recording. Geometry Dash is a Geometry Dash, right? Pretty cool video games. They're quite fun. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!